blessed ones of the nations of the world. Thus, as your brother then Moses or say or Sakode of TRC, Ghana, saying to you from the land of my exile America, where I'm being murdered in secrecy by the government of His Excellency John Donald Trump, supported by the government of Nana Addo Akufo of Ghana. They murder me in secrecy where that they may cover up heinous crimes against Ghana and humanity. Secret killings of Ghanaians being willfully covered up. In the midst of these, and from the land of my exile, I want to say to us, you are welcome to the program Testimony, New World, Disorder. Akwaba, Allen, Sahalen, Shagitam, welcome. Nganjoni, Benvindo, you are welcome one more time. Kuso, Diwo, to San Yusenyo, Okukulaba, Mauya, Mingalaba, Boye, Malamo, Karibu, Ekabo, no, o, Sano, Bezua, Enkondehena, Mitash, Duburo, Pezalovat, Vine I Vinit, Bariga Lustivita, Iche, Ayubon, Dobridoya, Velkomen, Ishtan, Hozot, Walang Anuman, Bienvenido, Namaste, Swagetam, Kush, Amadid, Baruch, Haba, Marahaba, Wanyong Haminida, Wanying, Yejeko, Amenyime, Yejeko, Wezolo, Novio, Mia Wezo, Dumelan, Akwaba to the program, Testimony, New World, Disorder. Blessed ones of the nations of the world, Testimony, New World, Disorder, as we know, is the program through which we get to know, by the grace of God, what is happening to Ghana, America, humanity, and the nations of the world in these times of global deception, delusion, and lies that are willfully made up by some of the global powers, forces in America, having brought humanity and the nations of the world to this global helpless state. Blessed ones, welcome to the program Testimony, New World Disorder. The news is not about the helplessness or the what fellow human being intend for us, and that's it. We are most grateful to God that by this same program we as well get to receive some divine guide, divine direction that we may know exactly what to do. Because it's not enough knowing there's a problem and not having a solution to that. So thank God there is a way out. Akwaba to the program Testimony, New World, Disorder. Humanity and the nations of the world, like we said, we are to go back to Ghana and start dealing with issues from Ghana that the world may get to know, humanity and the nations of the world. They get to understand what is being done to humanity and the nations of the world. It is now the coming after your soul, my soul, the souls of humanity. And it is no longer about the warlike engaging in their many wars on the nations of the world, just destroying innocent life. It is now a step further. We are to go back to Ghana and start uncovering things from there and come to America. As we started with these special exposés, but we know we had to take like a few days break to speak on the behalf of the American people and humanity, Ghanaian people. I would that I had remained in silence and the exposés be held on. We don't go forward until after Ghana's national elections. But however, there are some few things that God needs us to lay bare, to be made plain. God needs us to understand some things. America, you see, Russia, I never influenced your 2016 elections, directed it in the way that I wanted it to go. It was an open step that I needed to take on the behalf of my friend Donald Trump, and I did it openly. No secrecy about that, and he's aware of that. And as much as there's so much accusation that came against me under the cover of Russia, I have God had needed me to just not remove myself totally from the U.S. national elections and just call on the people to know the need to defend their democracy, their nation is at stake, humanity and the nations of the world are at stake. However, God needed me to. So for all this while, it has been democracy, democracy, calling on your attention to understand that America's national election is directly tied to the national election of Ghana. Both national elections are directly tied to this undercover agent who was my former spouse, and it's directly tied to me. I needed us to understand so that we get it clear that it's not just about Ghanaians going to the polls or Americans going to the polls. From what is happening in America now tells us that there is more beyond what we know, that not the government of Ghana can openly tell the Ghanaian people, and not the US government can openly tell the American people what is actually happening to them and what is happening to in these times of tense situation, what is happening to the national elections. It is all because we are told, and America knows that America votes on issues. You have been told, you know this. America, I'm not talking about any issue in court. I'm just telling us what we need to understand. You vote on issues, and the truth known to the FBI, CIA, Montgomery County Police, the police of New York, the Secret Service, the Congress, the Senate, the White House, the Flagstaff House, the executive, the judiciary of Ghana, the Parliament. Yes, especially the office of the Speaker of Parliament. We all know, they all know that this issue is has gone before the United Nations, and there must be diplomacy playing so far as the life of the undercover agent is concerned, the life of my two tortured and abducted children are concerned. Besides that, there is the issue before the International Criminal Court. The issue has been before the US government for years. However, what has been for all these years since the time of George Bush administration, what they have done is letting the issue grow, exploiting it from one presidency to the other, letting the issue grow worse, because that is what the intelligence community, the FBI, the CIA, this is their colleague, an intelligence official, secret undercover agent, and therefore they will not want the nation to run until they have, they must do the ugly bit of this undercover agent, no matter what, at the expense of their nation, impacting every nation of the world. And this has been a helpless thing, unfortunate thing that the American power that be in America, even their politicians having to confront this, and yet all we had to see is the issue being exploited to grow from west to west. Humanity and the nations of the world. So that necessitated me to come out and try to uncover some things about the aftermath of the elections of US, and let American people get it clear that there is more being played, coming into play regarding this undercover, regarding me, regarding the nation Ghana, and we need to know, we need to understand that. So it is not all about the fact that America has gone to the polls or Ghana has gone to the polls. If America votes on issue, and the number one issue known to the Pentagon, the Congress, the Senate, the White House, all the authorities of Ghana, the United Nations know, the international authorities are fully aware that number one issue impacting America, which cannot be made plain, is this issue created by the US undercover agent. So why would that issue not impact the national election of Ghana or America? Yes, but it cannot be told you. You understand? So the truth is not, it's not just about you having gone to the polls to vote. So the reality is, when I have, because of the bizarre killing of my family members and the people of Ghana, exploiting of the situation by the government of Nana Addo Akufo Addo to diplomatic killing of my diplomats, it has made me take a bold stand that I would never have this undercover agent as my spouse. I will not, no matter what the US government does. No offer would I take to have this undercover agent in my life as my spouse or accept it as my family member. No, I want the world to know that African people are human just like every other human. There is no way this issue, these two innocent children, should have been exploited by the US government, with their colleagues, counterparts in Ghana, to bring the world, America, and the world, Ghana, to this current helpless and dangerous state of our world. However, they have done it, and we can't continue to have situation growing well. That is why I had to come out boldly and let us know that it's good. They are going to the Supreme Court. I don't want to interfere with that, but the truth is, there are factors that are playing which you cannot be told by the US government, whether the Supreme Court or the Senate. No, diplomatically, it is not allowed for it to be made plain. And this has been for years. So, humanity and the nations of the world, not that Russia, I have, in 2020, in spite of me being silent and paying a blind eye to their elections, not throwing support behind any of the presidential candidates of America. But however, it has been clear that the way His Excellency Trump has handled this issue with Nana Addo Akufo Addo's government, totally unacceptable nationally and internationally. And as for, I'm not ashamed of the truth. I have openly made His Excellency Trump. So I cannot go in the same path again with you while you keep killing my people and seeking to murder me. I cannot go in the same. So withdrawing from him doesn't mean that I've endorsed any of the presidential. There were many presidents. I didn't endorse anybody. However, I have to make my situation clear and let humanity know what is taking place. So what happened? The uncovering of the secret code and the fact that there are some things going on in Ghana by the government of Nigeria that American people need to understand about even the Supreme Court going. It was something that it was my responsibility as a citizen, a member of the human race, and a citizen of Ghana. Because if I don't let the Ghanaian people know the truth, the plain fact known to both governments is whatever is happening here directly impact the Ghanaian people in their next election. I'm not an American citizen, and if I'm forbidden to speak on the behalf of the American people or defend their democracy or defend truth, I'm a citizen of Ghana. I have the right to defend the democracy of Ghana and truth of for the sake of my nation and my people. So, America, please, if don't feel offended that I wanted or I did anything for the sake of my nation, Ghana, and for the sake of your nation, I needed to. So, if you feel offended, very sorry, but I needed to defend democracy, and I have to tell us what you need to do. The truth is, everything that I said about the secret code, whether it's Arizona or the Nana Addo Akufo Addo, there's no doubt about this. The government of Ghana officially know that what I said is 100% accurate. Donald Trump knows that the document is in his office, 100% accurate. That is what it is. It cannot be disputed. That is what it is. So, if there is anything like that, in fact, which don't take offense. I've always been on the side of humanity. I've been on the side of truth, justice, democracy, and that is what we are for. Akwa to the program, testimony, this or that. What we need to understand is the fact that the US government, the intelligence community, would never like to. Anytime I wear this, it is a total announcement that it is finished with this undercover agent. However, they cannot accept for me to get married to any other person in America in Ghana or any part of the world without stakes in Ghana and America, especially the government of Nana Addo Akufo, his stakes and the Trump administration, they having a say or manipulating to decide who to plant an individual, a woman in my life, that they can continue to let the issue grow, manipulate the American people, manipulate the Ghanaian people through the individual that I marry. So if I will not marry this undercover agent, whoever I want to, I would like to marry me or I want to get married to whoever person, they must find means to take control over the marriage and try to trouble humanity. They put her in church to trouble the church, trouble the nations, trouble America, trouble Ghana. Let people bleed, let blood have flown up to this very day. And they are not prepared. Not the CIA, not the Germantown police, not the Montgomery County police, not the secret, none of them. They just want to see this undercover agent worship and let the problem grow at the expense of their nation. And we heard no law applies. And I cannot have my nation being torn down and they destroying their own nation, America, like that. So it is true, it is finished with this undercover agent. However, America, Ghana, let us understand that in order for the US government to take control of my marriage, whoever I marry, and to let the situation grow, they have tried every means to plant women, to take their minds, to try to plant them in my life and get my marriage controlled. They don't mind the crime covering Montgomery County Police, Germantown. They see me here recording this. So Ghana, humanity and the nations of the world. What the US government has been doing, even prior to the elections or when I came to live in this new abode, is they strategizing. If they cannot get this undercover agent to be planted in my life and I've refused her, then in the political interest of the US government, now they must seek to create create a false impression, totally false impression that the individual, one of the individuals, a Ghanaian who is the landlord and is colluding with a roommate, and I've put the home under total surveillance, my bedroom everywhere, and they're keeping a secret, making a false evidence in interest of the Montgomery County Police to cover up the killing of my people. They are trying to, at the same time, playing smart to try to create a false impression that there is any love relationship between me and that individual. How would I get into such a relationship with a killer? No, I will not do that. So America, get it clear. There is no such relationship between me and that woman, Ghanaian lady in this house. Neither is there any relationship between me and anybody in America. I am on my way to Ghana. I've had enough of the killing of my people. God has a life for me in Ghana, and the destiny of my people must be pursued and must come to pass. I must go to stand with my land of Ghana. On my way, why would I seek to suddenly, since the undercover agent left my life, no woman in America, there are very noble and dignified women that are more dignified enough and trustworthy and faithful that are qualified to be a wife. But however, since 2011, I remain single up till now. No woman in America has come into my life. However, this is what the US government, as I'm on my way towards to Ghana, they must quickly create impression. That is what the Trump administration has done all this while in the midst of the elections. And America, get it clear. It is not worth it, me getting into any relationship with anybody in America as I'm already exiting the nation. Um, is the person going to live with Ghana in Ghana with me? Is the person going to do that? Or no, no, no. I believe that I know that I must go back to my country. I get to my land. God is far more than able to bless me with a woman in the land of Ghana where I would live my life peace and quietly, serving my Lord and serving my people, my land and my nation and my people. Humanity and the nations of the world. Akwa to the program Testimony, New World Disorder. This has been coming over and over because we need to understand that the US government, the government of Ghana, they are hiding this from you. This issue, my marriage is directly tied to this. That you know, that America, Ghana, we know. According to the program Testimony, New World Disorder. We remember that in the last expose, I had mentioned that Ghana gave me a wife in my 2 years mission, and Nana Addo Akufo took over the wife. Sometimes I need to find means to make these exposés interesting in the midst of when things are getting tense. But the truth is, Ghana, there is no relationship, love relationship, or marriage matter relationship between me and anybody in Ghana as well as I speak. Neither has there been one in the past. What happened is in my 2 years mission, Nana Addo Akufo and the Trump administration were trying to plant a media personnel of a particular radio station named withheld to use her as their bid so far as the elections has to Ghana's election and US election has to do with my marriage. You have to plant that woman into my life. Out of a willing heart and a perfect heart, I opened up trying to see what would happen. But the end result is it was going to be worse or the same as this the planting of this undercover agent into my life. It resulted in the bizarre killing of Ghanaians. They took over her mind and they used him to try to get planting in my life to manipulate me for their manipulation. And the end result is the killing, the taking of the life of His Excellency Dr. Busumuru Kofi Annan. Precious people lost their life. And they went further to let her try to, I'll call it, this is theft. It was steal my intellectual property, a radio program which I have, by the grace of God, come out with a very good program for the build-up of the nation in Ghana. This program was prepared years before I ever came to America the first time in 2004. That is the truth. Years. It's only that the opportunity, God was waiting for the opportune time. And as a media personnel, when they were, little did I know that they were manipulating her and would lead to so much bloodshed. And Kofi Annan will not be anymore, His Excellency. So what she did was what she would get in my life, what the serving of the interest of the political, they were flying her outside Ghana, infiltrating the United Nations, flying her to, I don't want to. So she did a very great harm, which impacted Ghana very, very terribly, and myself. They had to go to the extent of making her take over my intellectual, steal the intellectual property with her, the radio station that she was working with colleagues in the radio station that they claim they take over with her producer, take over my. I got to give to my intellectual property to her to assess it, how best we can put it on air as my program. But however, she was playing smart. And when she got the material, she fled from the country, Ghana, and would not even want me to meet her again. That is what they used her for. And eventually, they were trying to put the radio program on initiate the program, the airing of the program on her radio station in Ghana. Ghana, I'll mention the Addo FM. I'll mention it. You know, I have loved that station so much. But and when I started exposing, she didn't. Before that, God help me. I have registered the thing, the work at the registrar copyright department in Ghana. I have given a copy to the International Criminal Court, the United Nations Office of the Secretary, the African Union. So she was playing smart, but she didn't know that she was going to hang herself. So after the bizarre loss of the life of Kofi Annan, the killing of my people, I had to make a decision. It is too dangerous for such an individual to come near me for as a marriage, for a marriage. Ghana, that is the truth. And if for me having ended that, I'll come having ended that episode in like being funny by claiming that I'll go to Ghana and the wife that God has given me will be my wife and they cannot do anything about it. It has nothing to do with that individual of that radio station. I cannot get married to such a dangerous, such a dangerous trap. I will not. You understand? So Ghana, you are being played. You are being played. Your elections directly has to do with my marriage. It has to do with this U.S. undercover agent. You cannot be told. It's not all about the vote that you go and cast. That is why I have urged you, I've urged the American people consistently that dissociate your elections from my marriage. Refuse for it to be tied to my marriage. Refuse for the destiny of Ghana, the destiny of America to be tied to my marriage so that they continue to manipulate and create problem for both nations. Refuse. And I continue to loud this out way before the elections. Don't mind. They are always lying with and no law applies. You understand? Total barbarism and terrorism and cutting off my fingers on the job. So humanity and the nations were about your program testimony in world disorder. Because of how much determined they are to plant a woman in my life where they can manipulate. Ghana, I would have to go into my country, Ghana, if I get to that land. God knows how to bless me with a dignified and noble Ghanaian woman who would not give her mind to politicians to rule over, to spill the blood of our people, and to seek to shed my blood in secrecy. But there is no relationship between anybody in. Is there any relationship between me and anybody in Ghana? When God brings me, He knows best what to do for me and what to do for the sake of our blessed nation. Ghana, God bless you. The truth and the fact that American people must know, and the Ghanaian people must know, is let the U.S. government, the Trump administration, try to divert attention by they can get 1 million women, use them for their agenda, for willful crime covering, hate me and do whatever they can. They can even decide to impregnate a fish, actually tilapia, and claim that it has to do with me and further their agenda. I mentioned tilapia because when all their crimes are popping up with the Nigerians, so they decided 2 days ago to let one of the agents who acts, she must come there as she's one of the agents who come as to pretend as customers, as a operator of as a caterer. They just collect the items. They made her to come steal tilapia and put it on me, on the crock that I took the tilapia and didn't give it to her. She did it with Nigeria. Noble people of Nigeria. This is sad. You understand? No law applies. And the truth is, so that's what I'm saying. They can even decide to impregnate tilapia and claim that that has to do with me and use it for whatever. I don't care. My mind is made up. I'm not staying. I have so much respect for America and the American people. But I must respect my land and my people and my life. I must go to Ghana and live my precious life in the land of Ghana. What I need to tell the government of Nana Addo Akufo and John, both of them. You see, I don't have any agreement with them in regarding as to how much I can speak. At the White House, when I go to speak, they want to play a game that if I speak beyond 15 minutes, then it doesn't count. I don't have any such agreement with them. You understand? This is my program, and I will not let them control it. I intend every time that we will not go beyond 30 minutes. But if it does, it must go on. What I was going to say is we are going to be funny, but it's true. What the noble politicians of Ghana and America must understand is they can play on the minds of us millions of women, exploit Ghanaian women, exploit America. I don't mind. I'm not moved by that. Whatever they do with those women, I accept it. I will not accept it. I will not accept it. Whatever evidence or investigative report they bring, I will not accept it. They must give me justice for the killing of my people, period. And I will not let my children be owned. I will not let them be owned. When I go to Ghana, humanity, my children are not owned. Yes, the fact is, noble politicians of Ghana and noble politicians of America, humanity, the fact is, an oversized elephant in America has sodomized and raped a Chihuahua dog in Ghana, and has impregnated it from behind. And at the same time, that elephant and the Chihuahua, what they are claiming is hypocritically pointing fingers or pretending they forbid gay marriage. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm saying an oversized elephant in America has sodomized and raped my Chihuahua, a Chihuahua in Ghana. Politically, they have done this and impregnated it. That is the focus. And they are raping and sodomizing my political party in Ghana. That is what I'm talking about. So they should not play on my minds and play on the mind of humanity. The truth is, all men are created equal, and justice for the African people in this matter, that is the only way to peace. No matter who is planted on the throne is put on the throne of America, no matter who is put on the throne of Ghana. When I talk about the law, this is what I mean. When I talk about the law, I mean the laws of the of Ghana. When I talk about law, I mean international law. When I talk about law, I mean the U.S. Constitution. When I talk about law, the law of our conscience put in there by God. We cannot have the world and the nation being wrecked at the expense of a fellow human being. In the interest of a fellow human being, at the expense of my precious life. And my two touched and abducted children. Ghana, I'm on my way. God is bringing me. Just be still. Make sure we get our franchise. And we should not allow it to be tied to any national election in Ghana or America. This is my heart most desire for you. I yearn to see your franchise being regarded. I yearn to see democracy being salvaged, democracy being restored. I love to see the ceaseless killing of my people coming to an end. And this is the time for all men are created equal. Africa, we cannot continue to be killed for a global game. Humanity, we can't continue to be killed for a global game. The killing of an innocent is national international law. If it is not terrorism, then that people have been killed for a global game, and we can't accept it. Justice must prevail. God bless and God bless.